Once upon a time, in the wild west of cryptocurrency, there was a king. His name was Sam Bankman-Fried, or SBF, and his kingdom was FTX. He was the Wunderkind, the boy genius, the face of a financial revolution. He hobnobbed with celebrities, politicians, and billionaires. His face was plastered on billboards, and his company's name graced sports arenas. He promised a new era of finance, one that was smarter, faster, and for everyone. But like many tales of kings and kingdoms, this one ends in ruin. This is the story of the spectacular rise and catastrophic fall of Sam Bank. Our story begins not in a castle, but at MIT, where Sam Bank, the son of two Stanford law professors, studied physics and math. After graduating, he landed a job at Jane Street, a prestigious quantitative trading firm. It was here that he cut his teeth, learning the ins and outs of arbitrage, finding small price differences in different markets and exploiting them for profit. He was good at it, really good, but the world of traditional finance felt too slow, too constrained. He saw a new frontier, a digital gold rush happening in the world of cryptocurrency. In 2017, SBF noticed something fascinating. The price of Bitcoin was significantly higher on Korean exchanges than it was in the United States. This was the kimchi premium, a massive arbitrage opportunity. He and a few colleagues jumped on it, founding the trading firm Alameda Research. They were reportedly making up to $1 million a day just by buying Bitcoin low in the US and selling it high in Korea. Alameda quickly became a behemoth in the crypto trading world, known for its aggressive and high-risk strategies. SBF had found his calling. But trading on other people's exchanges wasn't enough. He wanted to build the entire playground. So, in 2019, he launched FTX, a crypto derivatives exchange. The motto was built by traders, for traders. It was sleek, offered a vast array of complex financial products, and quickly gained a reputation for being the most innovative platform out there. While other exchanges were clunky, FTX was a trader's dream. Its growth was explosive. Within just a couple of years, it was one of the largest crypto exchanges in the world, valued at a staggering $32 billion. And SBF himself transformed. He cultivated a very specific image: the disheveled, nerdy genius. He was famous for his uniform of a t-shirt, cargo shorts, and messy hair. He'd sleep on a beanbag in the office, play video games during interviews, and talk about a philosophy called effective altruism. The idea of making as much money as possible in order to give it all away to charity. This narrative was incredibly powerful. He wasn't just another greedy financier. He was a modern-day Robin Hood, using the system to save the world. The media loved him. Celebrities like Tom Brady, Isele, and Larry David starred in his commercials. He spent hundreds of millions on marketing, naming the Miami Heat's arena the FTX Arena. He became a major political donor, lobbying lawmakers in Washington, D.C. to shape crypto regulation in his favor. He was on top of the world, the undisputed king of crypto. Behind the scenes, however, the kingdom was built on a foundation of sand. The relationship between FTX and Alameda Research was far more intertwined and dangerous than anyone knew. Think of FTX as the bank where customers deposited their money, and think of Alameda as SBF's personal high-risk hedge fund. The cardinal rule of any bank or exchange is that you do not touch customer deposits. You don't gamble with their money, but that appears to be exactly what was happening. It is alleged that FTX was secretly funneling billions of dollars of customer funds over to Alameda Research to cover its risky bets. There was no real wall between the two companies. They were two sides of the same coin, controlled by the same person. The first crack in the empire appeared in early November 2022. The crypto news site CoinDesk published a bombshell report that revealed the balance sheet of Alameda Research. It showed that a huge portion of Alameda's assets weren't in cash or other stable investments, but an FTT token created by its sister company, FTX. This was a massive red flag. It was as if a bank's main asset was its own made-up loyalty points. The value of Alameda was entirely dependent on the value of a token that SBF himself controlled. It was a house of cards. Seeing this weakness, Changpeng Zhao, or CZ, the CEO of the rival exchange Binance, made a devastating move. Binance held a large amount of FTT tokens from an earlier investment. On November 6th, CZ announced on Twitter that due to the recent revelations, Binance would be liquidating its entire FTT position. This was like yelling fire in a crowded theater. The announcement triggered a panic. Everyone who held FTT rushed to sell, causing its price to plummet. As the FTT token crashed, the value of Alameda's balance sheet evaporated. The panic spread to FTX itself. Fearing the exchange was in trouble, customers rushed to withdraw their funds. It was a classic bank run, but on a digital scale. FTX was hit with billions of dollars in withdrawal requests in just a few days. But the money wasn't there. It had been allegedly loaned out to Alameda, which had lost it in bad trades or tied it up in illiquid investments. FTX was forced to halt all customer withdrawals. The music had stopped. For a brief, surreal moment, it looked like there might be a rescue. SBF's rival, CZ, announced that Binance was considering acquiring FTX to save it from collapse. It was a stunning twist. But after just one day of looking at FTX's books, Binance pulled out. The statement was chilling. The issues are beyond our control or ability to help. The hole was too deep. The finances were a complete mess. Within 48 hours, the $32 billion FTX empire, along with Alameda Research and dozens of affiliated companies, filed for bankruptcy. Sam Bankman-Fried, the king of crypto, resigned in disgrace. The fallout was immediate and catastrophic. An estimated 1 million customers had their funds frozen on the exchange, totaling billions of dollars. People who had trusted FTX with their life savings lost everything overnight. The new CEO appointed to oversee the bankruptcy, John J. Ray III, who had previously handled the Enron collapse, said he had never seen such a complete failure of corporate controls and such a complete absence of trustworthy financial information. He described a company run by a very small group of grossly inexperienced and unsophisticated individuals who used software to conceal the misuse of customer funds. The story then moved from the financial world to the legal one. Sam Bankman-Fried was arrested in the Bahamas and extradited to the United States. He was charged with a host of crimes, including wire fraud, securities fraud, and money laundering. His inner circle, including Alameda's CEO Caroline Ellison and FTX co-founder Gary Wang, pleaded guilty and agreed to cooperate with prosecutors. Their testimony painted a damning picture of deception and greed. During his trial, prosecutors argued that SBF's public image as an altruistic genius was a carefully crafted lie. They claimed he knowingly and intentionally stole billions from his customers to fund a lavish lifestyle, make speculative investments, and buy political influence. The defense tried to portray him as a well-meaning but overwhelmed entrepreneur who made mistakes but never intended to defraud anyone. SBF himself took the stand in a high-stakes gamble, but his testimony was widely seen as evasive and unconvincing. In November 2023, after a month-long trial, the jury took only a few hours to find Sam Bankman-Fried guilty on all 7 criminal counts. The boy king was dethroned. The verdict sent a shockwave through the industry. The fall of FTX wasn't just the failure of one company. It was a devastating blow to the credibility of the entire crypto space. It exposed the dangers of an unregulated market and the catastrophic consequences when trust is broken on such a massive scale. The story of SBF and FTX serves as a powerful cautionary tale. It's a story about ambition, hubris, and the illusion of genius. It shows how a compelling narrative can mask a rotten core, and how quickly fortunes built on hype and leverage can vanish. For the millions of people affected, the losses are real and painful. And for the world of crypto, it's a stark reminder that even in a new digital frontier, the old rules of trust, responsibility, and integrity still matter more than anything else. The king is gone, the kingdom is in ashes, and the aftershocks will be felt for years to come. Thank you for watching. If you found this story fascinating, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more deep dives into the stories that shape our world. We'll see you in the next one.